listening to the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio.
We discovered that human potential is severely limited when you program humans like a machine, which is standard practice today for self-improvement.
The Ecosystem Approach teaches you how to uncover your infinite potential by using natural methods that are truly revolutionary. Join us now for the Ecosystem Approach show. Today's show is to celebrate Mother's Day and I can't quite see, and to channel the moon, which represents mother energy and the astrological sign of Cancer. Even if your natal chart does not have any Cancer planets, which are ruled by the moon, understanding the moon will be very valuable to you because everyone experiences moon energies every month. And if there is time, we'll channel another planet. So stay tuned with us. We're married intuitives with over 20 years experience who created the Ecosystem Approach for you. This is much different because we see human beings as ecosystems that need to be restored instead of programmed. We show you how to take an energy approach for internal discovery that is rational, practical, and useful for everyday life. Okay, Jason, where do we start?
So let's first talk about the process of what we mean by channeling the moon.
Okay.
And using our intuition. And frankly, this is much different. We do refer to text and information out there about Cancer and the moon and that sort of thing.
We're not scientists. Let's say that plain.
Yeah, we're not astronomers.
Right.
We're not astrologers. But the moon has an energy.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, that's a perspective that even in astrology, I think is missing. You know, I see that astrology, they have this body of information and it gets passed down and passed down and passed down.
Correct.
And it's just like the telephone game, you know.
We're,
you know, as intuitives in 2023, we've been doing this for a long time. We say it's over 20 years experience. You know, it's May. In June, it's going to be 23 and a half years.
That is correct.
So maybe we should start rounding up to 25. I don't know. You know, if you have a strong feeling about that, you tell us. But we've been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
So, you know, we don't necessarily follow conventional wisdom, because we look at the energy directly, and say, okay, is the wisdom and what we see energetically the same?
Correct.
And if it's not, you know, we're the first to
speak
pop
up
off and say, you know, okay.
Yes. But you know, I just want to say, you know, in the movies, the full moon represented like evil, you know, the vampires and the werewolves and all that.
All the scary movies.
All the scary movies.
All the scary stuff happened in a full moon. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, you know, I just have to say, they definitely misrepresented that energy, but they sort of caught something about how people are affected. I'm not saying everybody's going to grow fangs and do all that sort of thing. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that it implied that we are affected by the moon energy.
Well, and I think we're gonna so the way we do this, the way our process is that we see that the moon has a very strong energetic presence.
And that's where I was going.
And when we say channel it, that's one way of saying it. We use our intuition, connect with that energy.
Yes.
And we talk to it like a personality. And we see that each of the planets have a personality.
Yes.
And we start talking to it. We develop a relationship.
Right.
And that energy, all the energies of the planets in our solar system affect us.
And they all have energies.
They all have energies. And if we can use those energies in practical ways for our daily life,
exactly.
That's why we do this work in the beginning, is because in the first place, because we want to help you use these energies that are all around you
and be practical.
and be practical to
Live
use
your
it,
life.
live your life in a way that makes
Yes.
it better.
Yes.
And
yes, yes.
we don't want to, we don't, you know, if you've known us for a while, we don't like the la la stuff, you know. What does that mean exactly? I don't know what, there's not a good definition.
Airy fairy.
Well, it's just when you can't deal with life, we've seen people often will go to a place of illusion.
That's correct.
To try and find a better place to live.
Yes.
And the truth is, the energies of the day-to-day world can be kind of harsh and kind of difficult.
That's an understatement.
You know,
yes.
And but we want to help you remove the negative energies,
Right.
not having to put them over here and then go to a la place, but actually remove them.
And
so you're living in this world the way it is,
yes,
in a way that's practical and helpful. So
yes,
let's start. And the way we do it, our approach usually is, I pose the questions, she goes and looks, she's the communicator, she goes and looks.
correct.
But often, and please don't be offended for her, I'll ask the question and then I'll answer it right away, like I'm like I won't let her answer the question. But that's only because I connect also. So I connect empathically.
That's correct.
She has all of her senses are intuitive. So she hear it, seeing it, feeling it. I'm talking to it,
Tasting it.
tasting it, all of
Yes.
those things.
And sometimes things like tasting the moon, so to speak. It's not like I'm getting a big bite of cheese.
Yeah,
You know, that
exactly.
some, it's that isn't the way it is. Sometimes there's things I can even smell things, and
tasting and smell are ways of perception, or means
that
of
is
perception.
correct.
So when we have those perceptions, it's a way of communicating how that energy is. So
Correct. All right.
So let's go
ahead.
Talk to the moon.
Sure.
We did a little bit of homework prior to the show. We
Sure.
know that it was very volcanic in the beginning. And it's a big moon compared to the other moons in the solar system.
That
and I
is
think
correct.
It's the 5th largest.
Yeah.
And all those part marks that you see when you look at the pictures of the moon,
Correct.
those are from all sorts of stuff, asteroids, whatnot, running into the moon and creating these craters. The metaphor that we saw right off the bat was that the moon is full of drama.
Oh,
it's not subtle. It's
exactly.
not. So if you're Cancer, if you're born on the sign of Cancer,
that is correct.
Being subtle or easy or
it's not your way.
Is not your way. It's
now
it's
it might have been a
powerful.
way that you were trained.
It might have been the way you trained, and it may be the way you act, which
Yes.
is your Enneagram type. We'll talk about that some other time, but it's not who you are. So let's start talking, and we'll do some more in the next segment.
Sure. Okay.
So the first question that I wanted to ask is this idea about the full moon, that strange things happen during the full moon. Let's talk to the moon and say, well, why is that?
Well, I already have the answer to that one. And and it wasn't that I knew that he said he was going to ask that question, but I knew that's where he was going to go. What I see is that energy that the moon has all the time is, I'm going to say, frontal. When it's a full moon, the light on it from the sun is frontal, and we are very susceptible to that energy in a way that we have been told we're not allowed to. We can't go there. It's nothing but that's the movies. That was
people think that's superstition.
That is
energy.
That's
the
exactly
effects
right.
of energy is not superstitious.
No,
it is actual. It
is an
reality.
actual.
Now, how
thing.
it affects you personally, or Patricia versus me,
is different.
Is different,
but that
based on our personality.
That is correct. That is correct.
So does it mean us any harm when it's a full moon?
Oh no, it's all about shining a light on what troubles us, what doesn't work for us, what we struggle with.
I see it like it's an emotional way of telling us the truth.
That is exactly right. And I would say about 98% of the people that I know, they don't want to hear the truth. And so that's why they say, that's a bunch of hogwash. When the truth is, where we are, it we have many things that point in directions of this is the truth for you. Pay attention.
Well, and in this case, the truth is we expect a printout. We expect to say, okay, the truth about
Yes.
you, Jane Doe, is that
Right.
blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't work that way. But what
No.
it does is says it heightens your emotion. So if you can perceive them and understand them,
Correct.
you get a message.
That is correct.
If you're been programmed all your life, which we all have,
All of
in
us.
this culture, it's about do this, do that, be goal oriented,
Push yourself,
drive yourself.
Yes.
Do it this way. Here's the strategy technique that you do for this. It doesn't say, well, how do you feel about it first? No one ever says, well, how do you feel about that?
Right.
You know,
right. Exactly.
Johnny, how do you feel about doing your homework? Well, I don't want to do my homework. Well, you better do it anyways.
Yeah.
It's
that sort of thing.
That sort of thing.
Yes.
So we're not taught to perceive our energies or our emotions.
Yes, that is correct.
So we're gonna talk some more about that. But I think that it's an intensity that we have that says, okay, here's the truth.
Well, I'm going to put in one more thing, and then we're going to go to the next segment. But I'm going to put in one more thing, and that one more thing is that women, the moon affects the cycle of the feminine cycle within women everywhere, not just in one place. It affects, that cycle is affected everywhere, and women have had to go by that for so many, well, for all of eternity, we'll say it that way, because even before there was calendars, the moon would mark that time.
Well, and we got to go to the next segment, but your cycle is emotional, and the moon is saying, I'm feminine, but I'm not a really mamby-pamby feminine. So let's
exactly. So with that said, in the next segment, we're going to continue the conversation about the moon energies and do a meditation. Ooh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So you can begin to feel planetary energies. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show, unscripted, with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to continue the conversation about moon energies. So, okay, Jason, where were we?
Okay, so, the moon was trying to tell me that, that it represents a feminine, a mothering.
Oh, by all means.
Versus the sun, in contrast, which
Correct.
is more male and dominant,
Correct.
But the cycle, a woman's cycle, I think that a lot of women they numb out from their emotions.
Yeah.
Because in this world, it's not safe.
Good one.
Women are discounted already. We have a patriarchal society.
That is correct.
Women are discounted already, but if they're emotional, they're discounted even more.
Correct.
The famous line in there's no crying in baseball.
Oh, yes, there's no,
It's a typical male response. I mean, if someone yells at you, you don't cry about it, but that intensity from emotion is really powerful. It's really valuable. It's been
discredited a lot.
Discredited. And what the moon is saying to me is like, it's kind of pushing me. Oh, I can feel it. It's saying, hey, we want to bring these emotions to the forefront and use them in a productive way,
as opposed to a non-productive way, or a even challenging way, making a woman or anybody who's stuck in emotions, making them feel lesser than.
Yes.
And what we're saying is that's not what's right for everyone by any means at all.
Well, and it's not that. And today, what we see is that we've been pushing aside our emotions for so long that they're exploding. It's like putting all this stuff in a closet, shoving all your all the dirty stuff in the closet, and then all of a sudden it just explodes and comes out. That's what we're seeing today.
Yes. Well,
people are so emotional that they believe anything, they believe whatever they feel. Their emotions are out of control.
Correct.
I wouldn't say that's a good thing. I would say that that because they've been pushed back and numbed out for so long,
not been understood.
not been understood,
Yes.
they're out of control. And I'm not suggesting out of control emotions, but the moon is saying, hey, these doing something coming from your emotion can be really empowering, if you know how to do it and apply it in the world in a way that can be beneficial.
Exactly.
And that's what the moon is saying. And it's been saying is, hey, every 30 days, I give people a chance to use this energy, and most of them fumble.
Yeah.
Using, I don't, sports metaphor, but
okay. No, it was a good, actually, it was a really, really good one.
And what they do is they act crazy. Oh, that's one of the moon is saying to me that's one of its biggest disappointment, is that we have all these emotions that can be used for passion and progress and making a difference, making things better.
Correct.
Embracing each other, but
and they're not being valued that way at all.
No, they're to hate and to say, oh, you're bad because you look funny, or you look different than me, and therefore there's something wrong.
That makes you wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's the good guys and the bad guys,
Right.
and that's, the moon doesn't see it that way. So let's keep going with the moon. Let's
okay. Well, now wait a minute. I thought we were going to do a meditation in this segment.
We are, but I just wasn't quite there yet.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we haven't done enough with the moon. It's just
okay. I'm good with that.
And so I want to understand that this drama and trauma that the moon has around emotions, and how humans are supposed to work with that.
Well, I'm going to go back to right out of the gate. He didn't exactly ask a question, but I'm going to go back to this right out of the gate. Especially during the full moon, that there's a light that is shining on the moon, and the moon's abilities are in full view of everyone. And that misunderstanding, or that the rule that says it doesn't matter, or you don't matter, even if you're feeling the effects of what's going on with the moon, meaning some people are more affected by others, and some people are less programmed than others. I'll say it that way. That people they're not seeing the value of what the moon is trying to say.
Yeah.
And it makes it very, very, very difficult, because for those of us that go, oh, gee, today I have a headache, and, I shouldn't have a headache. Well, if you look at, is the moon, is it full faced? Is it quarter? Is it
or what is the headache trying to tell me?
And what is the headache trying to tell me?
Like, that's a positive use of your emotions.
There you go.
What happens is we've got a headache, we got to get rid of it at all costs.
Yes, exactly. Instead of stopping and sitting down for a minute and saying, what is this headache all about?
Yes.
And that's a big deal.
And we don't know how to use our emotions. That's what the moon is saying. It's screaming at me. Oh my gosh. So let's do that meditation.
Okay.
And the purpose of this meditation, and if you're driving or something right now, don't do this meditation, but we want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
And we're going to do some clearing and help you perceive these moon energies in your life.
Okay.
And this can be also related to other planetary energies, but we're going to focus on the moon for this.
Right. And
now.
I'm going to ask Emily, our producer today, if she would put a picture of the processor, because you want to make sure that you take all those negative energies that you're taking off of yourself.
Yes.
And put them into the processor, even if it's in your mind's eye. If you don't know what the processor looks like, or you can't see the processor, use the garbage can, and know anything that you put into the garbage can will not come out.
But she's going to put it up on the screen right now.
Yes, thank you, Emily.
And it'll be that simple. So here we go.
Okay, you ready?
So just close your eyes, take a breath. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate all the distractions right now. The voice in my head that's saying you can't close your eyes for 5 minutes. You got this to do, and you got this to do, and this to do. Just take that voice, put it in that processor right now. Take a breath.
Take a breath. And by the way, I recommend putting the processor on the left side. Negative energy goes easier to the left than it does to the right. It's something I've seen for a long, long time.
So, and to eliminate all the distractions, the go, 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 any feelings of fear and shame and guilt that are distracting you right now from just being present and feeling your body.
Take a breath. And blow out that negative energy.
And to eliminate all the whatever topic that's coming up right now. So you're quiet, you've got your eyes closed. What are you thinking about? Whatever you're thinking about, put in the processor right now. It doesn't have to, you don't have to do it for the next 2 or 3 minutes. We only have 2 or 3 minutes to do this meditation. Just put that in the processor.
Take a nice breath. And go ahead.
And as you remove those negative energies, just start to feel what you feel in your body.
Correct.
And while you're feeling what you feel in your body, picture the full moon. It may not, the full moon's not present right now, but you don't have to, it doesn't matter. Just picture that full moon picture in your mind.
Helping you.
Activating some feelings within you.
That's correct.
Where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your heart?
Yes.
Take a breath.
Do you feel it in your gut?
Yes.
Take a breath.
Do you feel it in your second chakra, which is in your hips there? Take a breath.
Yeah.
And do you feel it in your head?
Good one.
Do you have a headache? Does it feel good? Does it feel bad? Take a breath.
So, and to eliminate all the blocks that are keeping me from pulling in that moon energy, so I can start to have some understanding about who I am and what's blocking me, what energies are blocking me from knowing who I am. Nice and easy. Take a breath and throw away those blocks.
So if you can feel that moon energy in some part of your body, it's trying to reveal to you some information about who you are.
Correct.
So take all the blocks to who you are, and whether you know them or not, whether they're conscious or not, just blow them into the processor right now.
Take a breath and blow them out.
Now, I want you to just open your eyes and sit for a minute. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to talk to the moon in the next segment, and just take a few breaths and see what you feel. Just keep feeling those places in your body.
And if you're feeling numb or unworthy of even doing this right now, just throw that negative energy, throw it into the processor, because that's exactly where it belongs. In the next segment, we're going to continue the conversation and possibly do another meditation more about the moon. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show, unscripted, with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to continue the conversation about moon energies and probably a few other things as well, because that's the way we are. Jason, where were we and where are we going?
Okay, so let's just keep talking to the moon. It's kind of pushy. It's it's not subtle.
The word is demanding.
We think of mom as being, oh, whatever you want, dear. Here, have a dessert. Here, let me kiss the boo-boo, that sort of thing. But the moon doesn't feel like that at all.
No.
It feels like, hey, it's emotional, it's intense, but it's there's a lot of lore about the goddess moon and that sort of thing, and we're not experts in that, but that's not what I'm getting at all.
Okay.
But it's saying, hey, your emotions are one of your most valuable assets, but we have no idea how to use emotions. Because programming, when you use, well, how do I feel better about my, what do I do when I have a problem with my spouse? Well, they have these recipes, do this or do that, or do this or do that. That doesn't work. This is where your emotions, when you know how you feel first, then you can address a problem.
Right.
But most people can't address the problem because they have no idea how they feel
How
or
they really feel.
how they really feel.
Well, and the other thing is the emotions of anger and fear and hurt and hate, they get in the way and they stop you.
They're usually superficial
That
too.
is correct. And
So
they
what's
stop you
what's
from
underneath
the truth.
that? Yes.
That is correct.
So
yes. Yes, it's rather interesting. But I want to go back and do a little bit of a meditation and show the audience things that they can do for themselves when they're not using and we're going to use moon energy as the basis for this. Are you okay with that?
I think that's great.
Okay. So
so close your eyes again.
So close your eyes
Take
again.
a deep breath. Take all the distractions that you have right now. Take a deep breath and blow all those distractions, whether it's your to-do list, whether I can't take the time right now.
The expression I would use is just leave them at the door.
Yes.
Just leave them at the door and give yourself a little bit of a break here. You know, a lot of the things that I saw when we were working in the last segment, I saw a lot of people thinking, well, the thing that's really bothering me today is I feel old and ugly and unworthy. The unworthiness really came up big time. So what we're going to do right now is this. We're going to do, I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate all of the unworthiness from the tips of my toes all the way up through the top of my head. And nice and easy, take a breath, pull up that unworthiness and put it in the processor, garbage can, however you want to see it or say it. And then right now, I want you to see the moon in your mind's eye. Just see the moon, the full moon, and use the energy of the moon to learn and know how to stand in your power. You can use other planetary energies to do the same thing.
Right. But right now we're focusing on the moon.
Right now we are focusing on the moon.
So maybe you have a headache. Shine the moon on your head.
Exactly.
Maybe you have a stomach ache.
Correct.
Shine the moon
on your tummy. Exactly.
Maybe you're struggling at work.
Yeah.
Shine the moon in your office.
So you can use the information from that energy of the moon to make a difference in your life right now, to gain the clarity that you need right now. Everybody take a breath. And, you know, here's a really, really big one. If you're feeling old and fat, well, how is the moon going to help me with that? Well, the moon, believe it or not, the moon has a balance about it. And so right now, ask the moon for that balance so that you can let go of that feeling old and feeling fat and ugly. Nice and easy. Pull in that moon energy and now blow out all the negative energies that the moon is shining the light on for you right now. Take a nice breath.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see, you know, and it's doesn't like the word balance. What it says is that it pushes all the other stuff aside. It can push that feeling of unworthiness, the feeling of feeling old, fat, and ugly.
Sure.
Push that aside to get to the core, to get to the truth
of what's going on within you.
Right.
I like that a lot.
I can see cancer personalities, and we haven't worked with a lot of cancer personalities, but they have this aggressiveness that could be off-putting to some people.
Yes.
Because they have this intensity at times.
Yes.
You know, they talk about cancer, the crab, and how it likes to hide.
Yeah.
But when it comes out, boy, it's there.
You know it. You know that it is.
This idea that the crab can bite you a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
is the truth. Yes. That is the truth. But that's not to say that cancers can't learn to use that. And I'm going to say it this way, that bite in a very positive way, not only for them, but for everyone around them.
Yes.
And that is a good thing. I just want to do one more thing here, and then I'll hand it back to you for a minute. If you're having pain anywhere in your body, have the moon right now shine a light on that pain. Where's that pain coming from? What's it all about? What is that pain trying to tell you in your body right now, today? Take a nice breath let that moon shine. Now blow out any negative energies that are keeping you from seeing, understanding, and being able to deal with what's going on in you by using moon energy. Because mom would say, the mother energy of mom would say, hey, you know what? Let's see what's going on. Let's see how we can make you feel better today. Take a breath and blow it out.
And what I'm getting is that moon, it can make it worse. It can feel like it's making it worse.
Okay.
So if you have, let's say you're feeling depressed and you shine that on the depression, it can make you feel more depressed.
Okay.
Until you could keep shining it and saying, why am I depressed?
Exactly.
What's below that depression?
Yeah.
Well, I feel bad about myself. What's below feeling bad about yourself?
Exactly.
Well, I'm afraid of putting myself out there. What's below the fear of putting yourself out there? And it gets to your story.
Yeah.
We all have these unique stories.
I love that. See, and when we discover what our unique story is, the most phenomenal things start to happen, because then you start to understand, well, I hate this because my mother made me eat peas when they were cold and I didn't like them when I was a kid. So I'm not going to like them now, and I'm never going to eat another pea. Well, okay, that part's fine. But what was behind it? It was the being pushed, the being told what to do, things like that.
Not having who you are authentically being respected.
Exactly.
That's the underlying. Most people get to they would shine that moon energy on that depression.
Correct.
And it would feel worse. So I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And they'd stop.
Right.
But and this is part of the ecosystem approach anyways, but
correct.
We want to uncover that story these unique stories that we all have with each other.
Exactly.
And kind of
and the unique story with ourselves.
Yeah.
Really, really, really important. Really important. So let's do this. And to eliminate the blocks that are keeping me from having an understanding of how to use the moon energy in my highest and best interest, and know that I can stand in my power and know how to get, even though it might be a process, get to what I need and want to know about me.
Yeah.
Nice and easy. Take a breath, everyone, and blow it out. Very, 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 very good. I just heard from somebody in the audience. They were talking very, very loud, and they were saying, oh, I never thought to look at my story from that perspective, that I can actually fix myself.
Yes.
That I can actually become positive and
not like a machine, like you throw it apart and you put another part in.
No, it's like, not like that.
Once you understand your story, you can rewrite it
and start utilizing the parts of your story that are part of who you are, but somebody else has abused them.
Yes.
And that's huge.
The biggest part of this, and we need to emphasize this, and we'll go to the next segment, but is that you can't use planetary energies. We've been channeling these plants. We're going to continue to do that for a while.
Right.
But that's not going to be much benefit to you to remove enough of the negative, because that negative makes you numb. That negative makes you, I don't feel anything.
Numb and angry and even bitter.
And if this is making you mad, it's because we're shining that moon energy on that negative energy, and that negative energy doesn't want to go; it wants to stay.
Well, and the other thing is if it's making you mad right now, take a breath and lift that mad or angry energy up and throw it in the processor.
See what's underneath.
That's where it belongs.
See what's underneath.
It doesn't belong on you, creating burdens and feeling heavy and bitter about life.
What's underneath that mad energy?
I love that. I love that. So with that said, stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to do some clearings so you can use planetary energies and the energies of the moon in your daily life every single day. Yes, this is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to do some clearing / removing negative energies so you can use planetary energies and the energies of the moon in your daily life. So, Jason, we didn't talk about.
We haven't. So if you don't know how to do the clearing, we're going to talk about that real quickly right now.
Okay.
If this appeals to you, this says, oh my gosh, I
Right.
need more of this. This is
Right.
exactly what I need. Go to our website right now, theecosystemapproach.org, sign up for our free section, and you'll get the clearings with all the statements written out and a picture of the processor every week with that. So here we go. But you don't have to have a special posture. You don't have to be reverent.
Right.
The clearing works whether you're standing, sitting, walking, laying down, hanging from a tree upside down, however you want to do it.
Correct.
We do it all the time when we're doing mindless things like
other things like I do it when I'm like doing the dishes or cooking dinner or when I'm exercising,
taking a shower, or
exactly,
all sorts
things
of
like that. So in other words, whatever works for you.
So and so when we say to eliminate, in your imagination, in your mind's eye, gather up what we say to eliminate, whether it's emotions, veils and illusions, barriers, gather those things up and then blow them into the processor. Emily's putting that picture of the processor up one more time if you want to see that.
Thank you, Emily.
If you go to our website, theecosystemapproach.org, and sign up for our free section, you get the newsletter has a picture of the processor. We also have a picture of a processor that you can download and print out and have it for yourself.
Exactly. So
here we go.
Jason.
I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the barriers so I can see that using moon energy can be very helpful to me, even if I don't have Cancer planets in my natal chart.
Nice and easy. Take a breath. And then throw any negative energy out. We're going to continue on, and I'm going to shorten it just a little bit, and to eliminate the barriers so I can see that I have to remove some of the negative energies attached to me to feel and use planetary energies, including moon energy. Yes. Nice and easy. Pick it up and throw it out.
And to eliminate, I'm making stuff up now, and to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that these planetary energies are like specific flashlights with specific vibrations that I can shine on parts of my life.
Oh, I like that.
And make it useful to me.
Yes.
Take a breath.
And blow it out. And to eliminate any negative energies from programming that keep telling me, oh, all of that's a bunch of hogwash, and it's not going to help me make the almighty dollar. I release and let go that programming, because that programming is actually hurting me. Take a breath and blow it out.
You always have to pay the rent, but the truth is, you can make it much, much more than that. And this helps you. Whatever you're struggling with right now, whether it's to make money, to have a better relationship, maybe it's all of it,
Of course.
When you start removing that negative energy that's attached to you, things happen, because what comes forward is you, the authentic you. So here we go. And to eliminate the intense feelings of worry, anxiety, and stress I have that I accumulate every week.
Yes.
Just gather that up.
Take a breath and throw it away. And to eliminate all of the energies that are keeping me stuck in feeling old, fat, ugly, wrinkled, broken, unworthy, hopeless, helpless. I don't need these energies anymore. So I'm going to start at the tips of my toes with my awareness right now. Pick up all that negative energy and blow it out. And I'm going to activate right now all of the positive energies I need so I can keep going forward. Take a nice breath, everybody, and blow it out. Jason?
And to eliminate the barriers so I can use all the planetary energies when I understand their usage.
Nice.
So if you stay tuned every week,
yes,
we're gonna go through all of them, and we're not doing it in a very orderly way. It's just kind of coming up.
Kind of happens.
And we'll tell you what we're going to talk about next week, which is another planetary energy. So stay tuned. Take a breath.
and to eliminate any intense feelings of worry, anxiety, and stress that I've accumulated every week and I'm holding on to for fear I won't have anything else. That's not true. Take a breath and blow it out.
And to eliminate the barriers, so I can use the planetary energies of my sun and moon and ascending sign, which can be very empowering for me after I remove enough of the negative energies attached to me.
I like that one. Nice. Take a breath and blow it out. And to eliminate any feelings of fear and terror that I have, that I'll be judged for changing and
Using planetary energies.
planetary energies. Nice and easy. Take a breath and blow it out.
And to eliminate the barriers so I can see that moon energy is strong and powerful, not subtle or graceful.
Exactly. Take a breath. Now, are we ready for activating life force
Yes,
energy?
let's do it.
So let's do this. Follow along. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy and all the planetary energies that I need and want right now, so I can have clarity about who I am and hope that life will be better, and the power that I need for all of this starting right now. Now you're going to pull in that energy through the top of your head, let it go all the way through the tips to the tips of your toes, turn it around, and then you're going to blow out any negative energies, throw them in that processor that Emily put up right now. Take a breath and throw them away. Jason?
And to activate life force so I can have hope, to have an understanding of energy and all the tools of energy to use to have a better life for me.
Nice and easy. Pull it in and blow it out. And to activate life force, last one, so I can use the planetary energies, including the moon. And by the way, I know that the moon is not classified as a planet, but still use that moon energy to be happy and healthy and creative, stand in my power, learn and know not only who I am, but but for me to love me, and then to love my world around me, so I can be a positive force anywhere and everywhere that I go. Starting right now, pull it in and blow out any negative energy left over. Jason, what are we going to talk about next week?
Next week, it's going to be partnership and channeling. We're going to channel Venus and Mercury.
Okay.
And part of that is because Venus is the sign of partnership. But we're throwing Mercury in there because it's the first planet, and it's relevant to you. It's relevant to us.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that, and we've got some interesting perspectives on partnership.
Yes, we do.
And it doesn't matter whether you're trying to have a business partnership or you're trying to have a partnership with a human being, an intimate partnership.
Correct.
You know, or even with children.
Yes.
Co-workers.
Correct.
You know, it's the same. The energies are kind of the same.
Yes, they are.
So this is going to be an important one. It's going to be unscripted like the ones we've been before. You'll have to listen to this one. It's going to be really important.
I think so too. So Jason, let's ask the audience if anything that we said today touched their heart.
If you could feel that something, a buzz going on, or maybe the hair standing out in the back of your head, or you're saying, oh my gosh, this is what I need. This is the part that I need that I haven't had before. Go to our website right now, theecosystemapproach.org, and sign up for a free section. Once you sign up, then listen to our show every week.
Okay.
You know, we do these shows so you can understand how to apply energy in your daily life.
Yes.
That's why we do these shows. It's all free.
Yes.
You know, and start doing the clearings that we have that are part of the newsletter that you get. And you can also go to our Facebook page, theecosystemapproach.org, and all the videos are there. Like us while we're there. We really appreciate those likes. And if you have any questions, you can post them there.
Well, and then, you know, I just want to say one thing. We have made the ecosystem approach a huge part of our lives every single day. And everyone that meets us, everyone that knows us, can feel the energies that we use on a daily basis.
Whether they know it or not.
That's exactly
They either
right.
like us, or they think you guys are very positive, or
Right.
they assign other criteria to it, but they, they're attracted to this kind of energy.
They
So
truly, truly are. So we'll connect next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Transformation Talk Radio, and you're listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia.
remember, your ecosystem is the most important one in the world.
Thank you for listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. Tune in every week as we discuss practical ways to apply the ecosystem approach and develop your potential to live your life on your terms. For more information, visit our website at theecosystemapproach.org.